we're expecting to miss him for about 6 weeks.
That's a big blow.
It's a big blow, but again, I feel good about this group. We'd like to have Brandon in the lineup, but I think everyone deals with injuries at different parts of the season, and we just got to deal with an injury right now. So other players are going to get great opportunities because Brandon's a guy that plays a real important role, logs a lot of ice time, important ice time, penalty kill, power play, 5-on-5, key situations, and it's just more opportunities now for other players.
Todd, was that an injury that was progressing, or did it just come along in practice, or was it pre-existing?
You know what? It was something that I believe when camp started, he felt good. I give a lot of credit to Brandon too because he trained extremely hard this summer, spent the summer here. He was in great shape, and so it's disappointing for him because he really was invested. And I think it was just one of those things that, again, maybe he tweaked something or something might have been pre-existing. And it just led to this.
Have you ever had to shuffle so much so quickly?
No, I have not. It seems like every day is something different. As JD talks about curveballs, it seems like we faced a lot of curveballs early on in this camp. But, adversity and dealing with certain issues, as long as you get through it, and I think we have. We've had a good camp. Now we're going to kick off with game 1. I believe it'll make us stronger.
But if you can hit the curveball, you're all right then, huh?
Yeah, if you can hit the curve, that was one thing I struggled with. Fastballs were good, curveballs were a little difficult.
How did Ryan readjust to things today? What was your opinion of his fitness level, guys, the way that people accepted him in the locker room, that sort of thing?
Ryan's part of this team, and I think everyone knows what impact he can have on this team, so he was welcomed with open arms. Got out on the ice, and there's some work that needs to get done there, both in systematic play, getting them on the same page, and when you've missed some important time, you got to catch up. And so right now we got to try to catch up conditioning-wise.
You good to play? Do you think he'll play Thursday?
It's still something that we got to discuss as coaches, and again, I got to sit down with Ryan, see how he felt, and I know he's going to want to play, but as coaches and an organization, we got to make the right decision.
Todd, do you feel like you've talked a lot about playing fast, starting fast, playing fast on the ice? Do you feel like you've done that maybe even towards the end of camp? Do you feel like things have been slower, so to speak, than what you'd like?
What do you mean by slower?
Has the team played the way you want them to play going into this season?
Our structure in certain areas have been better, but I think that's part of the growing pains that you go through. I think certain guys look faster and quicker. I've been impressed with Matty Calvert, Chaput, Cam Atkinson, how he can play, with that speed burst. Nick Foligno, I think, has worked hard, and I think when we get those guys and more guys playing with that speed, it'll make us a faster team. And the thing that I'm concerned about is just our structure and how we play within our structure. And there's been moments where we've been very good, but I think there's still going to be a little bit of growing pain that we're going to go through. And I think every team goes through that. You play 8 exhibition games, and when is a team playing its best? I also believe that previous years we had some major turnover with our roster or personnel, and this year we haven't had that much. And I think guys understand their roles better because of how it finished last year, how we started this year, and again, I think that'll hopefully help us to get off to a quick start.
Anything specifically to address the shot disparity that we saw during the exhibition season?
What do you want me to comment on that?
Yeah.
Well,
are you doing anything to, did that get your notice?
It did get my notice, but again, you guys are always worried about the numbers that come up on the boards, and I'm not as concerned about that as you guys are. I'm concerned about the scoring chances and those types of things. Our penalty kill needed work, and I think we've worked on that the last couple days. We were spending too much time in our zone, and teams were generating good chances on the power play, so we had to get better there. So the disparity, it is, but again, I always look at the scoring chances.
So given the news about Dubinsky and getting Ryan back, and he's maybe not, you have anxiety, excitement, you're ready for the first game?
Oh, I'm excited. I think just like everyone else is. And, you'd love to have your full roster. You'd love to have Ryan Murray in. You'd love to have Brandon Dubinsky in. But there'll come a point during the season when we'll get everybody in. And right now we got to start with a little bit of adversity. But as I said, it's a great opportunity for other players. It's game one. I think everyone's excited. I know the town's excited. The city and fans and players and coaches and management. We're all excited to get this thing going.
Todd, on Buffalo, rough season a year ago, but it seems like they've maybe rebuilt a little bit. What do you expect from them on ice with some different personnel?
I'm expecting a team to come out and work and play hard. You know, they got some young guys, much like we do. And those young guys, you know they're going to work. And I think they got some good veterans there. They got a new coach. I mean, he was part of their team last year when he came in. But, you know, he's had last season and the start of this year. And he's a good coach. I watched his team play over in the Olympics, and he did a great job with that team. Took some guys that really names that you wouldn't recognize because they're European players, but also just where they were at. But he got them to play hard, and they competed against the world's best. You know, they competed against, yes, their goaltender was very good, but still against other teams. He did some good things with that group, and I'm expecting him to have that team going.
Todd, with no Dubinsky, you talk about opportunity. Who are the players who will get the most opportunity?
Well, we'll see.
His wake?
We'll see who that is. I can't give you one name right now. We'll see which players want to step up and grab those minutes.
Has this now become a trial by fire for Wenberg, Dano, Chaput, the young guys at this point with the injury situation that you had?
No, I don't think it's trial by fire. I think these guys have come in. They've had a good 3 weeks of camp, and I think they've earned this opportunity, and they'll continue to get the opportunity. So I don't see it that they're being thrust into it because there's injuries or we don't have other players. They've earned it. And we even have players down in Springfield that are ready to go too. So we're confident as an organization that you know, we have some young players in, and we're confident that they'll do the job. And we're confident that if there are guys that can't do the job, that we have players in the wings that can step up and do it.
You said the surgery was this morning?
This morning, yes.
In Philly?
In Philly.
And he's doing well?
I'm assuming he's doing well. I haven't spoken to him, but yeah.
Where is Johansson at physically? Obviously, he passed the physical and was able to be out there, but is it too quick to assess what you might get out of him tomorrow? Or?
Yeah, it might be quick. And again, it's the first day. It was the first skate. You could see that there were some things that were hard for him, though. You know, based on the other guys that had spent 2 to 3 weeks here. And again, it's going to take a little bit of time. He's not going to step right in and be right up to speed based on him practicing with the junior team, because the junior team isn't as fast as the NHL team or going through the reps and the speed and the exhibition games that the NHL will give you. So there'll be a period here of him again getting accustomed to the speed and the timing and everything else that the NHL offers.
As of now, he's in your lineup for tomorrow night?
You know, we haven't finalized that. We haven't finalized it. So we'll discuss that. I haven't had time to sit down and talk with the coaches or management. We want to do what's right for the team. We want to do what's right for Joe. And if that means he's in, then he's in. And I might just have to monitor his minutes and his ice time and his reps and when he gets out on the ice. And as I said, this will be probably something that we just have to manage going forward, both in games and in practices.
Do you have concern that he might try to do too much, just coming back and trying to catch up with the other guy?
Yeah, I think you're concerned about that. Him trying to, step in. And, we know he's an important player and he's a talented player. And you got to be careful that you aren't doing too much in games, overextending, doing certain things that put you in a bad position or put your teammates in a bad position. And some of the managing has to be my responsibility, but some of it is his responsibility if he gets out on the ice.
Coach, how helpful is it with all these decisions that have to be made, these changes up front, that with the exception of Murray, your defense is pretty much intact going to the start of the regular season?
We're excited about our defensive group. Timmy Erickson has stepped in and done a good job for us. We know what the other guys can bring to our group. Really excited about our goaltending and how they played, how they performed during this training camp. And we had some forwards and our young guys that did a good job. We just have to get better, 5-on-5 in our systematic play. But I think we'll get through that. I think we will be a good team.